Okay. Shalom, Shema Yasharala, Yahweh, Eloheinu, Yahweh, Achad. This is a class today about leaving your elders. Stop leaving your elders and stop leaving your camps and abandoning your camps and your elders. I'm an elder judge, Parazah, with Mashara Yasharala, Office of Torah, law enforcement, diplomacy, diaspora, working with and under Elder Judge Nathaniel, all right, along with the other elders of the Council of Elders of Mashara Yasharala. All praise to Yahweh Bashem, Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, right, the anointed Son, the anointed Savior of Yasharallah, exalted by the Most High Yahweh, all right, to bring repentance and forgiveness of sins to Israel, Yasharallah, all right. This is Shakata, and this is Naida, and they're going to be joining us today in the audience, okay? Okay, they gave their tickets. Shakata gave her ticket to come to the show, right? And Naida brought her ticket to come to the show. So after the show, I'll give you a refund, okay? Okay. Well, thank you very much, ladies. You can have a seat in the audience, please, with the other members of the guests, okay? Have a seat. All right. So all praise to Yahweh, Bashem HaMashiach Yahweh Shai once again. All right, so what we're going to talk about today is brothers are leaving their camps and abandoning your elders, man. And they think it's cute. They think it's in line with the Most High, all right? And if you ever been a part of something like that, man, you know it ain't cute. You know it ain't right. So it's a spirit of pride that brothers got, where they keep wanting to do that, man. All right, they keep wanting to do that. So you can't forsake and abandon your elders. You're supposed to stay with your elders. That's common sense. If your elder go off, you got the Department of Torah, you got law enforcement headed by Elder Judge Nathaniel of Mashara Yasharallah that can address the issue with your elder if it's an issue of the Torah that need to be addressed. If it's an issue of, doctrine, you need to stick it out. Be a man. But if it's something that's called you to go against the Torah, go against the holidays, go against the Sabbath, you need to stay there and really straighten it out. All right, like Pete Rock CL Smooth said, straighten it out. You got to straighten it out, man. All right, stop running. All right, stop running away. Can't keep running away. All right. I'm gonna jump right into it, man. We're gonna go right into the scriptures. All right. We can go. I'm gonna go to the book of Proverbs, chapter 5, verse 12 and 13. Let's just jump right into the deep part of the pool. This is the spirit that the Most High said you brothers got. And say, how have I hated instruction? So you hate the instruction that your elders, that your leaders have given you. Otherwise, you wouldn't be leaving trying to go and do something else. So this is what your spirit says. How have I hated instruction? And my heart despised reproof. You don't want to be corrected. You don't want to be told or shown what you're doing is wrong. So you say, well, I'm gonna just leave and go do my own thing. I'm gonna just leave my elder. Okay? I'm gonna just go and set up a new camp. I'm gonna leave my camp. I'm gonna abandon my elder. All right? So, and before this happens, a lot of times, the person get corrected on stuff that they doing. All right? The person get corrected on stuff that's wrong. And it continues and continues and continues and continues. And it's got to stop. All right, yeah, it's got to stop because a lot of you brothers that setting up camps, you ain't, you know, a lot of you guys that setting up camps, man, you ain't fit for leadership, man. I'm gonna put it plain and simple. You got no elder over you. You think you a one-man show, and you just talk to different brothers to get advice, but then you don't submit to that brother. All right, when it comes to something you really want to do, he say don't do it. You on your own program, man. So you can't be like that. You got to submit to your elders, man. Flat out. A lot of you brothers leave your elders or leave your teachers, leave your camps to go on dolo because you just don't have humility. You think you know it all, and you think you're ready to spread your wings and fly away like troop. You're going to just go and do your own thing, man. But the Most High said that you have hated instruction, man. If I don't hate what you teaching me, what am I leave you for? If I love you as my brother, what am I leave you for? We're going to go into that too. If you my brother teaching me, you my elder, I consider you to be my friend. All right? And we're going to go into that also when we go into Ecclesiasticus chapter 32 about dealing with friends and dealing with, in the context of dealing with an elder. Okay? Now, let's go into it. So the scripture says what? In my heart I have despised. I have despised reproof. Let's jump to Proverbs 1:7. All right. If you hate instruction, what's the Most High call you? You don't want to be instructed by your elders. You don't want to be instructed by the elders of Israel. Yashar. Now, I'm going to say something real quick. Every elder ain't an elder in age. An elder is known according to his wisdom, not just his age. In other words, you can be in this truth for 50 years and be foolish. You can be in this truth for 20 years and be wise in the spirit of Kakma, spirit of wisdom. So it ain't about your age per se. It's about how long you've been diligent in walking uprightly before the Most High. Slipping and falling, but always getting right back up, not making excuses for staying on the ground. So Proverbs chapter 1:7 explains the type of spirit that hates instruction. Proverbs 1:7 says, the fear of Yahweh is the beginning of knowledge. So you don't know nothing if you don't fear the Most High, meaning walking His commandments. So you leave in one camp, go to another camp, and say, bump it. I'm going to set up my own camp. The Most High said you haven't even begun to move into knowledge if you don't fear Him, meaning if you ain't keeping His commandments without making excuses. You got to keep the commandments. You can't be making excuses for breaking the law. Flat out. All right? But fools despise wisdom and instruction. See that? The Most High show you that it's a foolish man that despises wisdom, that despises instruction. So if you despise the instruction of your elders and they ain't teaching you wrong, the Most High said you a fool, man. You got to repent and humble yourself and straighten that thing out with that man. And get over your little personal problem you got with that other man. And talk about it like a man. And solve it like a man. Right? Let me go to Proverbs chapter 18 now. Proverbs 18 verse 6 and 7. It say, a fool's lips enter into contention. Okay? I'll be on the internet and a lot of you young brothers want to argue back and forth with me. I'm telling you something, you can disagree with me, but a lot of y'all want to be what? Contentious, going back and forth. All right? You don't do that with your elders, man. You don't do that with your elders, but a lot of you brothers, man, you don't understand respect, man. You think it's all about you getting out there teaching somebody else, but you don't want to receive the instruction when you go off and you wrong. There's only a couple, it's a few brothers out there I know that do that, but like I said, a lot of y'all, blah, 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 just kind of call it to consult people and that's it. You your own one-man show. So the scripture says a fool's lips enter into contention. You brothers are already out there ready to argue and fight and dispute with people, man. All right? The Most High said you a fool, man. The Most High said you got your lips are the lips of a fool. It said fool's lips enter into contention, and his mouth calleth for strokes. Meaning what? Your mouth calling for stuff to get heated up and aggressive and intense when brothers don't see eye to eye. It makes somebody want to punch you in your mouth, man. That's what the scripture's talking about. So now the Most High say that you a fool because you always entering into contention. Man, I didn't say it. The Most High said when you hate that instruction and you despise wisdom, you despise instruction, he said you a fool. And then it said what? A fool's mouth is his destruction. Meaning what? You're gonna write a check with your mouth that your ASS can't cash. You're gonna write a check with your mouth that your behind can't cash. All right? It say, and his lips are a snare of his soul. Meaning what? You're running your mouth too much. That's what it's all about. That's why a lot of brothers leave the camp that they with, because they want to go out and run their own mouth and don't want to listen to nobody else telling them what to do or how to do it. I'm going to just go and do my own thing. Who told you to do that? Who told you to leave the man that brought you into a better understanding of the Bible? Who told you to leave him? All right? You got no loyalty, man. A lot of you brothers got loyalty issues. All right? It ain't always got to be about you agreeing with somebody, all right, on every single aspect. Or you can sit in the chair if you want to. On every single aspect. On every single aspect. Come here. All right, so you gotta, you gotta be humble about stuff, man. You gotta be humble about stuff. All right, so now, the lips are a snare to his soul, meaning your mouth is gonna get you in trouble. Get your soul caught up because you running your mouth, but then when push comes to shove, you're gonna be in trouble. Your soul is gonna be all jacked up because you despising wisdom, you despising instruction, you know it all, you can do your own thing. All right, so that's what the Most High said. I ain't saying it's the Most High to say these things. Okay? Now let's go from Proverbs, let's go to Proverbs chapter 15, verse 32. What does it say? He that refuseth instruction despiseth his own soul. So you got your elders trying to give you instruction. And you despise that instruction. You despise your soul. You don't love yourself. So how can you love your brother? And it shows. Because a lot of y'all don't got respect for your brother, man. All right? But he that heareth reproof getteth understanding. You see that? You're not going to get the true understanding unless you hear the reproof. So the Most High is telling you, you ain't perfect, man. You're going to have to get corrected. You're going to have to get set in line. You're going to have to get straightened out because you ain't perfect. But you're going along life like you think you're perfect. Can't nobody tell you nothing. All right? I love you brothers that got the dreadlocks, man. I love all y'all brothers. But the dreadlocks is not in the Bible. The dreadlocks have no place in the Bible. When you read in Judges 14, 15, 16, and 17, it ain't talking about Samson has 7 dreads. It ain't talking about that. Read the whole story. You get a better understanding. And read it in the Hebrew. You get a better understanding. But a lot of y'all brothers want to fight and argue with me over a hairstyle, bro. Like, over a hairstyle, you want to disrespect me, man. Because I'm showing you something that you don't agree with. I ain't showing you no garbage I just made up. I'm showing you what the religion and the culture of the other nations say. You don't want to hear it. That's on you. Don't disrespect me because you don't agree with me. And I show you got a spirit of Satan on you, man. You want to disrespect somebody because you disagree with what they say. And why? Because it affects you personally. Well, if you don't agree with what I'm saying about dreads, keep it pushing. Show something in the Bible to show otherwise and keep it moving. I have never, listen to what I'm about to say to you young brothers out there, man. I have never entered into contention with an elder. Any brother that I taught that I'm an elder over have been on the phone with me getting in heated, being by other elders, heated conversations with other elders, and I just really take low, man. I don't get into debates and contention with elders. That's elders over me as an elder. Meaning they been walking this walk longer than I have, man. What do? I say, I keep it cool, keep it calm, in the spirit to bring it out when it's time to bring it out. I proceed. You know, you got frustration, but you can proceed in love and still be frustrated. And in patience, man. All right? You can proceed in patience also. All right? So the Most High say when you hear a reproof, meaning you correct yourself. When somebody tell you what's wrong, the Most High say, then you're going to get understanding. Because remember, understanding is a spirit. You don't get understanding just for reading. The real understanding Most High is talking about is a spirit. When you look in Proverbs 7:4, say unto wisdom, thou art my sister, and call understanding thy kinswoman. You see that? So wisdom is your sister, and understanding is your kinswoman, is your female relative. So what do you do with the understanding? Now you keep on moving and moving to the other pillars of wisdom till you see how to actually do what the understanding is of what you just heard or read from the book. That's how it works. That's how it works. All right? So now, Proverbs chapter 5, verse 13. This is going to deal with all of you brothers, man. All of you brothers that left off what your elders were teaching, man. All right? Left off with what your elders were teaching. All right? Because when I came into the truth in 1994 January, all right, through Aharanga, learned through Mount Zion, that was on 126th Street, one of the camps of UPK, originally, One West. Israeli had changed the Israeli Church of UPK. All right. So when I came in, Mashal was viewed as the king. All right, he could be a king. You could say Mashal was the king of Israel. He's a king that people say you're going to be the king of Israel. That's it. Now, some people say he's a reincarnation of David and Peter and all this and that. Right? If you believe that, okay. If you didn't believe it, okay. But we respected him as the top leader of the nation. There's nothing wrong with that. Mashal was alive, and Ya'iqwab was still alive also. We're talking 1994, when I woke up in January. They were still alive. All right? So now, they taught us. They taught us. They were, when I say teaching, every teacher is not perfect, but there's basic things that teachers teach you that you cannot dispute, you got to hold on to. All right? Now, one thing they taught us was law, statutes, commandments, law, statutes, commandments, law, statutes, commandments. Law, statute, commandment. So they embedded that, Torah. Law, statutes, commandments. They say Torah too tough. Laws, statutes, commandments. Laws, statutes, commandments. Law, statute, commandments. Law, statutes, commandments. That was embedded in us. Law, statutes, commandments. Why we came in captivity? For breaking the law, statutes, commandments. And then some brothers go back and turn around. Well, we in captivity, so it's okay for us to break the law, statutes, commandments. Just totally flipping. You see that? So the point I'm making is that when you come into the truth, man, the elders that taught you about the laws, statutes, and commandments, you don't got no reason to dispute that. So now, when you're dealing with that same system, all right, there were some things going on that wasn't scripturally correct, but the Torah was still clear. What men made excuses for, breaking the Torah, is where confusion comes in. All right? So the teaching was the new moon is the black moon. That's the proper understanding. That was authorized by Mashal, which was the king of Yasharallah, the king of our part of Yasharallah. All right? If you want to say she was wrong for doing that, that's your opinion. Okay, I can respect your opinion. You can respectfully disagree. But I respected the man. All right? I respect the man was humble. All right? Man wasn't proud. You know, wasn't selfish. You know what I'm saying? I didn't talk to him a lot. I talked like one conversation with him. You know, and I was like, man, 95. All right? Actually, Shalaki, that was 90. It was 90. It was 96. It was like 96. when we had the Passover at St. Mark's Ballroom. It was the Passover at St. Mark's Ballroom. We had went to the Passover over there. The year before that, it was at on 116th Street in Amsterdam, over there on Columbia University. At the ballroom over there, all around ballroom, I believe it's called. Anyway, the point I'm making is that they taught us what the Sabbath was. And all you brothers out there that was taught by Masha and taught by Yaquab, even a lot of stuff that Ariat teaches, man, was taught back in the day. They start out with the good spirit, man. A lot of y'all brothers that have forsaken the teachings of those main two elders, shame on you, man. Shame on you. You let people that don't have nothing to do with waking you up with what you were taught, that don't even believe like you believe, come in and introduce new books, new doctrines, new Sabbaths, new moons. Shame on you, man. Shame on you. You got no shame, no respect, no loyalty to the Bible, let alone to your elder, man. You didn't listen to the instruction of your elders. You had itching ears. You say, well, we got to change to the crescent moon now. Marsha didn't follow no damn crescent moon. Follow the black moon. Or we got to follow the lunar Sabbath now. Marsha didn't follow no damn lunar Sabbath. Yaquab didn't follow no lunar Sabbath. And when everything was together, everything was right. When that little split happened, that Hashatan ushered in, that's when all these different doctrines and split happen. And people might say, well, yeah, it's good that the splits happen because now the truth getting out. What truth is getting out? Truth about Christ, Yahushua, the truth about undying loyalty, unwavering loyalty to the commandments and to King Yahushua. That ain't getting out. Because a lot of you brothers got this watered down doctrine that you can break certain commandments in captivity because you got a job and you got a house and you got a woman and you got a child. So you go off and do your own thing. But you gotta get out of that, man. Splits wasn't good for waking you up that you Israel, maybe, but for repenting and being obedient to the commandments, nah. Some commandments you may keep, and in some commandments you might be like, well, I'm not gonna keep that commandment because I'm in captivity and I gotta make money. All right. So the Most High said, now, all you brothers that have strayed away from what we was originally taught. I'm talking brothers that came in before me. If you was taught by Masha or you was taught by under their watch, if you came in under that watch, all right, when it was alive, if you came in under that watch, all right, then you got certain doctrines that you're supposed to be holding on to, man. You can't say, well, they was wrong. Because the Most already spoken. This got to be talking about somebody, man. When you read these scriptures, they got to be talking about somebody, but you don't feel like they talking about you because that's above. That's talking about somebody. Well, who's it talking about? All right, Proverbs chapter 5 in verse 13. What do it say? And have not obeyed the voice of my teachers. That's your brother that said, I can go out and set up my own camp. I don't got to listen to my teachers no more. I can leave my elder. I don't got to listen to my elder no more. All right? So the Most High said you're supposed to be doing that, man. He's talking against brothers that have not, obeyed the voice of their teachers. And whose voice we supposed to be obeying? That's everybody knows the answer to that question. Deuteronomy 28 verse 15. Everybody knows the answer to that. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command you this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. So the Most High is saying that we got cursed because you didn't obey the voice of Yahweh. Deuteronomy 28:1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of Yahweh thy power, to observe to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that Yahweh thy power will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. See that? Most High is going to set you above everybody if you obey his voice, meaning your brain comprehend, you hear the words, then you do it. That's what it means. You do what it says with all your heart, soul, and might, man. All right? That's what Yahushua would want. But in Proverbs chapter 5, verse 13, it's talking about a fool. All right? It says, I have not obeyed the voice of my teachers. All right? So all these brothers you see out there now with these camps, most of them is a few exceptions. Most of them have disrespected, disregarded, and trodden down what they were taught by the elders. That you all want to put up there. Oh, you got the elders, you got the seven, and you want to put that out there, and then you want to go and teach something the total opposite to what they teaching, man. Huh? You want to put yourself to the forefront using the names and the reputations of men that came before you, but then you want to disrespect and disregard the teachings that they gave your teachers, man. What they gave your teachers. You want to disregard and disrespect that. And they wouldn't go for the crap that y'all going for now, man. All right? And that's what the truth is. I'm sticking with, if the Most High used these men, which was a tremendous and monumental machine used to propel the knowledge of the Torah, of our true hidden nationality, the knowledge of Yahushua being a brown-skinned man like the oppressed peoples of the Americas. If the Most High used these men to do that on a grand and large scale, who are you with your little pea brain to come 30 years later and say, well, they got the moon wrong? Who the hell are you? They got the Sabbath wrong. Who the hell are you? Sit your ass down and build upon the foundation that the elders left for us. Now, every teaching wasn't perfect, granted, but we dealing with what? Basic things of the Torah, like what? Leviticus 23, the holidays. Exodus 31, the Sabbath. Exodus 20, the Sabbath. This is basic stuff. This is, my children can probably tell you the holy days and what we do on those holy days. This is basic stuff in Israel. So now you come and tell me that these men got it wrong. They got all this stuff wrong. Oh, because this book says that. I don't care what that book says. The Bible says something different. And now you try to interpret the Bible by using this other book as the standard for the doctrine, when we was always taught not to use these other books as the standard for no other doctrine. Use the Bible as the standard for the doctrine. Why? I'm going to show you why right here. I'm going to show you why. Excuse the little quick tangent. And everybody knows these scriptures. Because basically it's the same scriptures over and over and over again recycled that we keep using because they're very potent and powerful. All right? This is the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 12. And further, by these my son be admonished, of making many books there is no end, and much study is the weariness of the flesh. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear the powers, and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. So what does it say? It say making many books there is no end. fear and keep the commandments. That's it. So the books that we got, you understand, that contain the commandments, the books that we got when we woke up, the Bible is saying you're always going to be able to make another book, make another book, make another book, make another book. But what books do you use to validate or invalidate those books? What books do you use to set up your unchangeable doctrine? And that's the Bible. And if you haven't convinced yourself of that yet, what you doing? Because you can go with another book. Okay, for example, you brothers want to use the book of Enoch. What if you find another book tomorrow that contradicts the book of Enoch? Huh? Because there's many contradictions in the book of Enoch compared to the Bible. What you gonna do then? You gonna go with that book and say, oh, we can't use the book of Enoch? Or you gonna just keep using book after book after book that contradict the other books that you use? Well, this is true in this book, so I'm gonna use this. But this part, I know is not right, so I'm gonna rip it up and throw it away. You can't do that to a holy, sacred book, man. Who else does that? Only you Israelites do that, and that's the so-called Christian symptom that you learn from the Catholic and Protestants, man. Dividing the Bible against itself so it cannot stand. Well, it says this over here, but we ain't supposed to do that no more. We're going to do this part over here. This is still valid. That other stuff is not valid no more. Right, so it says, making many books, there's no end. So that's why I use the Bible as the foundation for whatever you're going to do. The Most High said that his hand have scattered it, and his hand gathered it. This is the gathering. Yahushua said what? Lo, I come in the what? Volume of the book. This is the volume. This is the volume of the book. Not Enoch, not Jasher, not Jubilee. He came in the volume of the book. It is written of me. From Genesis chapter 3, talks about Yahushua, to Revelation chapter 22, the book is sealed with Yahushua talking, man. How am I have another book after the man done said? He done concluded what he was saying and put it in a volumized book. Now you come and say, well, there's another volume to that book. There's another volume to the book. There's another volume. That's not the only book. Well, how come the Holy Spirit put this volume together? Do you see that? How come the Holy Spirit put this volume together? How come this is the book that everybody knows and goes by on the planet Earth? Huh? You see that? So you gotta wake up, man. Hashatan is slick. He's been doing this for thousands of years, man. Anyway, listen what it said. This is Proverbs 5 and 13. It says what? And have not obeyed the voice of my teacher. You disobedient to your teachers, man. Disobedient to your teachers. Teachers didn't teach us these things, man. Our teachers and our teachers these things. And all you older brothers that's elders over me, man, a lot of y'all need to be ashamed of yourself, man. Because y'all follow along with this corrupt new generation. Oh yeah, we should use this book now. Oh yeah, we should change how we do the calendar. Oh yeah, we should change how we observe the Sabbath. We should change when the Sabbath is. Oh yeah, we should change how we supposed to wear our hair. It's okay to wear this hairstyle. It's okay to wear your hair bald now. A lot of y'all have become weak, man. A lot of y'all have become weak, man. You become weak, and it's probably through a woman, man. A lot of you brothers that's out there weak, man, I bet you are weak and compromising on the Torah. You compromising on the calendar. I bet you a woman still rocking pants, man. There's only one person in the house that can wear the pants, and it ain't the woman. So you got your woman wearing pants, thinking she equal with you, and your spirit is becoming weak, and you're absorbing that female vibration. Sitting up there cuddled with your woman all night, hugging her, got her all close to you. Abraham and Jacob had their own tents, man. They wasn't sleeping in the bed, cuddled up with no woman every night, man. That don't even make sense. When you read the Bible, I mean, shoot, Even though when you look at I Love Lucy, man, they had different bands, even though that was just to be more conservative. You understand? But the point I'm making is that a lot of these brothers that come with these compromising doctrines, one, a lot of y'all ain't even married. A lot of y'all just shacking up with a woman that don't believe in the Bible, that don't believe in Yahweh like you believe in Yahweh, and you just want a piece of behind. You just want somebody to cook for you and wash your laundry, so you compromise and let her stick around, and guess what you're doing? You fornicating with her, because it ain't your woman. She don't belong to you. She don't belong to you. She haven't given herself to you. I'm going to get some scripture about that too. A lot of y'all got women that's harlots, man. That's harlots. Why? Because they haven't dedicated their life to you in an unbreakable bond of marriage. All right? A lot of y'all got these women that y'all sleeping with, but they haven't given themselves to the Most High. Now, if your woman that you with, if she, a lot of us got women that was raised in churches or raised Catholic, and they believe in marriage and they know marriage is permanent. I ain't talking to you brothers. I'm talking to the brothers that got women out there that are not fully committed from their mouth or on paper to a lifelong relationship, regardless of what comes, that knows that she cannot get remarried if she leaves her husband or get divorced for whatever reason. A lot of y'all don't got women like that. So what you doing? That means you just having sex with a woman because it's convenient for you, man. It's convenient for you. And you ain't supposed to do that. So a lot of these doctrines, man, came in through women. A lot of these men is weak from the woman. A lot of you women out there, like Solomon, don't sugarcoat it. Solomon said of 1,000, he ain't found none. All right? We all got a lot of our little domestic stuff, man. It's up. I gotta check my wives, man. Who you talking to? Sometimes the wife be like, "You nigga," and sometimes one be like, "Oh man, catch myself. My bad. I ain't even talking like that." Salakia. Depending on depending on how good, how much influence Satan have had on her spirit that day. All right, how much influence Satan have had on that day. Let me find this scripture real quick. Bear with me. But a lot of you brothers, man, that's changing up these doctrines and stuff, man. Your woman is the one that's really like running the show, man. The woman is the one that's running the show. All right, now what Paul said. Paul said in Corinthians chapter 6, man. Paul said, "Know you not that the bodies are the member of Christ? Shall I then take the members of Christ and make them the members of a harlot?" What's a harlot? A harlot is a woman that has sex with a man with no commitment to that man according to the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shah. That's what a harlot is. So if you have a sex with a woman, if I divorce you, you can't get remarried. BS. You land with a harlot. Because she wants to leave you and get another man without no restriction if that's what she decides to do. And you ain't supposed to deal with women like that. Women ain't just supposed to be used for your sexual toy and then you can pass her along to the next brother. All right, you're supposed to do that. You're supposed to deal with the woman for life. Period. Now, 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 17. Verse 16, Salakia. What? Know ye not that he which is joined unto a harlot is one body? So you mixing your body with hers. For two, said he, shall be one flesh. Which means what? The only reason you're supposed to be having sex with a woman is to become one flesh with her. But he that is joined unto Yahweh is one spirit. Meaning what? You're supposed to be joined into the Most High. And the woman you with supposed to be joined to the Most High too. And joined into that long, lifelong relationship. But when you go into chapter 7, Paul explains the variations that are going to happen when you come into the truth. When you read chapter 7. I'm not going to go into that. I'm going to stick to the topic of what? Don't stop leaving your camp and abandoning your elder. But we're going into the spirit of how this happens, man. All right? Now, 1 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 18. Flee fornication. Meaning what? Leave from relationships and sex with women that are not your wife according to the words of Yahweh Shai and Yahweh. Plain, simple English. Flee fornication. Period. Which means a relationship that's outside of the laws of the Most High. If you are in a marriage and you feel like you can divorce and remarry, you in fornication. Because remarriage is not an option. When you look in the book of Matthew chapter 5 and Matthew chapter 19, when Yahweh gave his whole dissertation expounding upon Genesis chapter 2 about marriage and divorce and remarriage. He explains how it was supposed to be from the beginning. You understand? So a lot of you brothers that's compromising these doctrines, man, your wives are still wearing pants. Your wives ain't, you working on the Sabbath, you working on the new moon, all right? Your family is not wearing proper garments. You holding on to the world and get mad when somebody says something that you know is right, but you don't feel like they should be saying it, but it's right. I don't feel like you should be saying that. Who is he to say that? You see that? So a lot of you brothers, man, got these women running you, and now that crap done seeped into Israel. And our elders did not teach us that. All right? Yaquab and Marsha did not teach us no daggone lunar Sabbath. They did not teach us no crescent moon. Who you learning that from, man? Who taught you that? Who taught you that? You gonna leave America and go over into the, and this is where it came from. You gonna go into the deserts and learn a secret doctrine, disrespecting what your elders taught you. And you're going, oh, you know what? Because you ain't have no loyalty to them men to begin with. You got an ulterior motive, man. You got a hidden agenda. And you ain't fully sold to Yahushua, man. Else it wouldn't be so easy for somebody to come in and take something. And I applaud you brothers that have not fallen for the okie doke and started changing your doctrines up. I applaud you brothers, man. All praise to Yahweh Bashem, Hamashiach Yahweh Shah. I applaud you brothers, man. All right, LOZ. Big up to y'all, man. I applaud you brothers, man. All right. I applaud you brothers for standing firm during the Sabbath service, during the holy days. All right. Only thing I can say is that we really shouldn't be lighting incense on the Sabbath day in our schools. That was a temple ritual carried out by Levites in the holy place of Yahweh, not some place we paying rent at in captivity somewhere. So we probably shouldn't be lighting the incense. Now, if you want to light the incense before the Sabbath and just flood the whole place, but you kindling the fire, you can say, well, I'm kindling for the Most High, but he didn't tell you to light incense to him at this place on this day. He didn't say that. He told somebody else to do it someplace else in a different way. And it was done in front of the Holy of Holies. That's where the table of incense was at. The altar of incense was in front of the Holy of Holies. There was a high level of holiness with that thing. All right? It wasn't, it wasn't just whatever you decided to rent from. All right? So a couple other schools I can think of, but I'm not really going to get off on a tangent into that. All right? All right, so now, let's go back into Proverbs chapter 5, Verse 12 and 13. It says what? And have not obeyed the voice of my teachers. So I'm still obeying the voice of my teacher. He's right here. Jaquana Thayala. Can you come here real quick, please? I had a few teachers. I had Karash, Banyas Allah, I have Iraq, I had Gabar, even Ma'ite was even Ma'ite was teaching me. All right, over the phone. He was 12 years old at the time. So the scripture, I have not obeyed the voice of my teachers. Okay. Is this a quick question? No, you don't, it's not for a cameo.
It's not for cameo.
The scripture said in Proverbs 15:13, and have not obeyed the voice of my teachers. That's what it says, right? Can you speak a little loud so they can hear you? Come close. Okay, so now, what I was taught about nationality, the tribes, Sabbath, how we did the new moon, how we figured out that Ariana was doing it, you know what I'm saying, how Masha approved it to be done, keeping the commandments, teaching to keep the commandments. Okay, what can you and Karash and Banyas Sha'ala, Gabar, Aharanga, and Ma'ite was the main ones I taught. Okay, so now, have I obeyed the voice of my teachers?
None.
Okay, now, who were the main ones that were teaching you? Yaquab, okay. Okay, stop. Yaquab, a pillar in the history of Israel, I don't care what nobody says. Oh yeah, other elders, they cool, but I don't know them. I don't know their names, I don't know their background. So Yaquab was one of your teachers, right? Have you obeyed his voice? Have you strayed off anything from the Bible that he taught you to this day?
No.
All right, so he obeyed the voice of his teacher. Okay, who's another teacher? Wait, you want to get everybody, then I got a secondary question, or you want me to ask a secondary question as we go along?
Yeah, you can ask the secondary.
As we go along with each man?
Well,
okay, because they might line up. Go ahead.
Well, Masha.
Okay. Have you have you obeyed the voice of Masha? Okay.
According to the Torah.
Okay.
Ariyah.
Have you obeyed the voice of Ariyah?
Yes, in line with Torah.
Okay, now, do you want to put a disclaimer? Because Ariyah is now...
Right, I put a disclaimer that the Ariyah now is not the Ariyah from the past. The Ariyah from the past basically stuck with the Torah and the scriptures, period.
Even though they might have done stuff or authorized stuff to be done that was against the scriptures.
Right. They might
like the sack days.
Yeah, the sack days, working on the Shabbat.
Did they ever teach, okay, we can do this? Have you ever heard them teach?
No, I never heard.
It was kind of like
a sideline conversation.
Mm-hmm.
But never from the pulpit that somebody actually taught that it's okay to work on Shabbat.
Okay.
I haven't heard.
Okay.
I can only speak for myself.
Okay, now, who taught Ariyah?
Ariyah was taught by Yaquab, his father, and I would have to say Abba Bivens,
okay,
as one of his teachers.
Okay.
And I'll leave it at that point.
Okay, now who taught? Okay, so basically,
well, Abba Bivens comes from Commandment Keepers.
Mm-hmm. That's straight Torah based.
Yeah, that was straight Torah based, and he left because he had questions about why Yahushua HaMashiach wasn't being included. So that was one of the reasons why he split off and started the Israeli school of UPK.
Or Israelite school, or Israeli school, originally of Torah or whatever. All right, so I just wanted to bring that out because I don't know if I would call it a split. Or just, I believe in Yahushua, you don't. I'm going to rock with you I'm gonna rock with you dealing with the Tanakh, but I'm not gonna rock with you because it's a small community right there at that point. There was a lot of brothers that wasn't the brothers that believed in Yahweh Shai and the Torah in New York at that time. When you going into like the 70s, 60s, 50s or whatever, wasn't like there was no large number of people that was doing the Torah and following Yahweh Shai.
Nah.
Like thoroughly in the Torah.
Nah.
Yeah,
I mean, you would have to really get into the history of Marcus Garvey and Josiah Ford and their relationship, because that relationship is kind of inclusive with the Commandment Keepers beginnings, because if you notice the pictures, they seem to be in the same area.
Because Wentworth A. Matthew, who was who was one of the Torah teachers of Bivens, Eber Ben Yeoman, Wentworth A. Matthew was taught by Arnold Josiah Ford. And Arnold Josiah Ford was one of Marcus Garvey's right-hand man.
In the whole development of the UNIA.
Right. So the point we're making is that we have obeyed the voice of our teacher. The minute you get a man and say, no, I don't obey my teacher, you're dealing with this spirit right here. So it say, have not obeyed the voice of my teachers, nor incline my ear to them that instructed me. And to incline your ear means you got to be in a lower level of humility to incline and lift your ear up to these men that you respect and esteem.
Well, you have to be willing to listen.
And to listen. Okay? Let me look at Proverbs 19:30. Leviticus 19:32. All right. Thou shalt rise up before the hoary head and honor the face of the old man and fear Yahweh thy power and fear thy power. I am Yahweh. So rise up before the hoary head. All right. So when a lot of time when the older elders would come into the room, everybody would stand up.
Right.
Stand up or stand up and salute.
The leading officer in the room would call a Magin, meaning come to attention and salute the elder, and he would return the salute.
So then
either sit down with the teacher that was presiding over the class, or go into the back room and deal with the other elders.
Okay, come and honor the face of the old man. So that's what they did. But what happened to y'all brothers? Y'all lost your honor and respect for your elders and the old men, and y'all. Right now, man, it's a really evil spirit in Israel right now, where you say, well, my elders taught me this, but I don't want to listen to them, so I'm going to go and cherry pick what this guy taught. And what he taught, I like what he's teaching right here. He convinced me, but that other crap he's teaching, he's crazy. That stuff is wicked. That stuff is off. I'm not going to listen with that. I'm going to just listen to him on this part. One or two things going on. Either you ain't dealing with the Holy Spirit, or he ain't dealing with the Holy Spirit. Because the Most High don't deal with halfway truths. He don't deal with halfway teachers either. All right? He don't deal with that. Either you come in with somebody that bring you the whole truth, not that they got the whole truth, but they come in, what they're bringing is all truth. Not saying they know everything. But what we're bringing to you is, we don't know everything, but what we do know and teach, we know is true. So don't come and say, well, yeah, what they teach about that is good. It's a whole package. It's like the Bible. You don't be like, well, yeah, I take this part of the book, but shh, I ain't never listened to that part. But that's exactly what y'all doing. Y'all listen to what somebody's teaching, that's carnal. You listen to what somebody's teaching partially, and then you say, well, he teaches this also, but I don't know about that. That's kind of off, so I'm not really going to listen to him on that aspect of what he's teaching. You see? That's off. And that's what y'all doing. That's how y'all come up with all these different doctrines. Jonathan David Brown is the Edomite that started teaching about the lunar Sabbath. Sabbath according to the moon. And y'all want to get upset. Yeah.
Wikipedia.
You can do Wikipedia. you know, they got articles on I think it was different different police records websites.
Huh.
It's all over the place, man. Around who this guy was and what he was doing. All right, so you got to rise up and respect the older man. That's what the Most High said. All right. Now I'm almost finished, right? So now, if you don't believe in what you was taught by your elders, you shouldn't be going up under the banner that they raised. I'm finished. If you wanna,
Okay.
you wanna. If you shouldn't be calling yourself by the, because that's disrespectful. Or that's disrespectful. All right. That's like if somebody's teaching something, and then you disagree with them, but then you're gonna carry their name out there, and then change what they stood for. That's disrespectful, man. You ruining the person's legacy, man. You ruining their legacy, and you bringing in a bunch of foolishness. Change the name. Just like let's say let's say, okay, you got Jeremiah, please say the Yah. House of the Redeemed Servant, right? Okay. They teach about Yahushua. That Yahushua was a living, breathing man that came to the earth. Let's say something happened. Jeremiah goes into Brazil and say, you know what, man, I'm not coming back. I'm staying in Brazil. I ain't coming back ever again. And then I say, yeah, we, House of Redeemed Servant, Yahushua was metaphysical. There's a metaphor in the Bible. People are like, what? House of Redeemed Servant, they didn't teach that. Jeremiah said Yahushua was a real man that existed that died for our sins. Well, that's a metaphor. We died for our sins don't really mean that. It's something different. I'm disrespecting Jeremiah and the men that's ruling with him of that community of House of the Redeemed Servant. I'm disrespecting that man. Because I'm taking what he built up, that he put time and energy and work into, and I'm taking it and I'm dismantling it because I'm bringing in stuff that I know that man didn't teach. I know he wouldn't teach. I know he wouldn't approve of it, but because I want to push that name out there. I don't want to put the work in to build up the name that he's built up. I want to build on his shoulders, but now I want to bring in a bunch of stuff that he didn't teach, man. That's disrespectful to that man. But y'all brothers want to do that. You want to do that. All right? All these major schools out there, guess what? They've all changed what their elders taught. All of them. All of them have changed what their elders have taught, man. And it's the spirit of Satan, man. It's the spirit of the Most High. Y'all can try to play that little game. Oh, it's you know, stuff changed. Nah, no, nothing changed, bro. The Most High say he changed not. Therefore, you sons of Jacob are not consumed. Most High say he don't change. The same, Yahushua is the same today, yesterday, and forever. That means the Sabbath that we was keeping in the 70s, 60s, 50s, 20s is the same Sabbath right now. Yahweh don't change. The Sabbath, the new moon that we were keeping in the 90s, 80s, 70s, that we was taught that every nation on the planet was keeping as the new moon. Don't change. You changed it. Man changed it. Your comprehension changed. But our teachers didn't teach us that, man. All right? But, so you abandoning your teachers when you say, I'm not going to teach what my teachers taught my teachers no more. I'm not going to teach what my teachers taught him. I'm going to teach what this teacher over here was taught by his teacher. You see that? I'm going to teach something different. I ain't going to teach what they taught. I'm going to teach something different now. Because this guy over here, he got a good book. And he got a beautiful presentation. And he makes a lot of sense. So we got to follow him now. No, I'm not following that guy. Period. You don't even know these people, bro. Like, you don't even rock. And you following doctrine, you don't even rock with the people. You don't even like the people. You don't even communicate with the people. Matter of fact, you turned your back on the people and disrespect the people, man. And you want them to try to get personal. And you want to try to launch attacks against people. Keep on doing that, man. Keep on playing games. Don't fear me, fear the Most High. Because he know the little mind tricks and the mind games and the little manipulation and the what you call that, the blackmail and the extortion, spiritual blackmail that y'all brothers, spiritual wrath that you brothers are engaging in, man. The Most High is watching, keeping track of it too, man. And then you allow these little off-brand brothers to come into the circle of what we got going on, and they bring more confusion. And you think that's of the Most High. What is unity if you don't agree? There is no unity without agreement. I can't marry a woman that don't want to be married to me unless her father give her to me. But if she a grown woman, she ain't a virgin, and I say, you my wife. I ain't your wife, I don't even know you. You my wife. No, I'm not your wife, bro. Stop saying that. My brother's gonna let you know I'm not your wife. You can't make her your wife. So how you gonna try to make somebody be a part of what you got going on? Why? Because they got a good personality. You see, you following after carnal. You ain't following the spirit. There's one doctrine for the whole nation. And that doctrine is the articles of belief that every elder of Basharah Yasha'Allah agreed to at the 6th summit in San Antonio, Texas, at the Israelite School of Biblical History and Practical Knowledge. We all agreed to it. You got to walk in respect in that agreement, or the Most High gonna hold you accountable, man. And somebody gonna call me, somebody gonna be talking about me. Adi Ashan. Or is it Quan? Come on. All right, so somebody gonna be calling me or talking about me tonight. Man, you see that thing as far as I said? Well, guess what? Do me a favor, call me. Be a man. Be a man. Call me. You got a problem with what I'm saying? Call me and talk to me. I ain't gonna talk to you like this. Don't be calm. We're gonna be respectful of each other. We're gonna be humble. But we're gonna talk. You're gonna show me where I'm going wrong. I don't want to hear your opinion. I don't think, or you should come with me with a verse in the scripture of what I said, the minute mark. Let me look at it, and then I'll get back with you about it. Well, brother, you shouldn't have said this. You shouldn't show me in the scripture. Can't tell me what I should and shouldn't do. Who are you to tell somebody what they should and shouldn't do if what they are doing lines up with the Torah? See, Israel done got weak now, and you want to exempt brothers have respect to a person. You see somebody doing wrong, and you want to shut your mouth because he's an elder, because he's a camp leader, because he's a deacon, because he's a high priest, because he's a Levite. All right? Because he got 1 million followers. Because he got 1,000 videos. Because he's an Ephraimite. Because he teaches about the Canaanites. Because he says people are Spaniards. They don't want to ruffle no feathers, or he's going to put you on Front Street. Give a damn about that, man. I don't care about that. All right? You got a problem with me? A lot of y'all have talked to me. You want to talk to me about something, call me. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm talking and teaching, but you call me, hey, probably I got a problem with you saying. I'll listen to you. And depending on what type of mood is going on, you might get a good reply, you might not. But don't be scared to talk to a man about a problem you got with him. Especially what I'm saying. Don't be calling your other friends and yeah, man, you see that video part? Don't do that. Call me, you got a problem with what's going on. You can call whoever you want to call. Don't get me twisted. But you need to at least call me and talk to me about it. All right. let me see. I gotta jump ahead. Oh, Ecclesiastes 32. Ecclesiastes in the Apocrypha, chapter 32. Okay. It says, "Speak thou that art the elder." So the elder is supposed to be the primary speaker. "For it becometh thee, but with sound judgment, and hinder not music." So speak with sound judgment of the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Bible, and not with music. I mean, don't try to go deep into brothers when there's something else going on that's gonna attract their spirit. You got a big old music concert, you want to try to do a whole big class like I'm trying to do now. Don't, keep it separate. All right. "Pour not out words where there is a musician." All right. So if you're gonna do music, do music. "And show not forth wisdom out of time." So when the music stops, musician is over, now you bring forth wisdom. All right. "A concert of music is a banquet of wine, and a banquet of wine is a signet of carbuncle set in gold." Music, banquet, food, drink, it's a beautiful thing in the eyes of the Most High. "As a signet of an emerald set in a work of gold, so is the melody of music with pleasant wine." So Most High saying music, wine, it's beautiful. Most High loves stuff like that. Wisdom loves that. Now, that's what the young men, that's what the older man now don't, people whine and party and don't try to mix the two together. All right? Verse 7, Ecclesiastes 32 and 7. "Speak, young man, if there be need of thee." There's not a need for you young men to be speaking a lot of times, because you got older men that taught you that can still speak, and they didn't set you up to speak. "And yet scarcely when thou art asked a twice act." That means that when you got the opportunity to speak, after they pressed you into speaking a little bit, you say, keep your words few. A lot of y'all want to take that and make 8-hour videos about something. I'm going to speak, let me make this video. A lot of y'all were born premature in this truth. Meaning you was put out there, but you wasn't ready. Right? "Let thy speech be short." So young men, short. "Comprehending much in few words." Your comprehension is large, but then your words you share are small. Talking to the young man, do that sound like you should be making a 3-4 hour video about anything, especially not up under an elder? "Be as one that knoweth, and yet holdeth his tongue." But you want to argue with somebody. The Bible said, "Be as he that knoweth, but don't blab his mouth." Why? Usually don't go back and forth. Well, why are you going back and forth? Who took you out of your character? Me or Satan? Who took you out of your character? So the Most High said what? "Be as one that knoweth, but holdeth his tongue." Meaning you might know what the answer is. You might know, but you want to hold your tongue. Meaning what? You ain't going to just go on and on and on and on. All right? "If thou be among great men," meaning men that are above you, men that have been doing this longer than you, men that have more seniority than you, is what it's talking about. "Make not thyself equal with them." Well, yeah, let me get over here with y'all. I'm equal with y'all. I'm going to sit up here with y'all. Most I said don't do that. You ain't equal with the great men. You a baby in this thing, man. You a baby in this. Don't stop trying to make yourself equal. That's why you brothers want to set up these different camps, man. If you believe in what Tahar believe in, you should be with Tahar. If you believe in what IUC believe in, you should be with IUIC. GMS, you should be with GMS. If you believe in the 12 articles of belief, you should be in the nation of Yasha Allah and erase them camp lines that are creating so much division and confusion in Israel. The Most High said, let all things be done decently and in order. What's orderly and decent about you don't like what somebody's saying, you got a personality conflict, so you're going to go off and start your own camp. Well, what if everybody did that? What if the men that you teach did that? All right? So the Most High said what? Make not thyself equal with them, and when ancient men are in place, Use not many words, meaning learn how to be quiet. Most of you gotta be quiet when ancient men are in place. That's the elders. That's the elders. All right? That's the elders. Now if you're having a council meeting, it may be a different story, but if you got great men in place trying to talk, you want to try to show how much you know. Well, I know some truth too. Let me share this with them. I got a scripture for that. I got a precept for that. Nah, sit back and learn and take notes. You can't learn if you constantly, I got a precept. I'm going to share this with everyone. Be humble and learn. Stop trying to make yourself equal with great men, the elders of Israel, Yasharahla. It's not a game. This is a nation. And we got rules to go by. And if you don't want to go by the rules of the Most High, then guess what? You're going to hell. You're going to that lake. You're going to destruction. Most High going to destroy your soul, man, if you don't want to do what he said, how he said to do it. All right? You don't want to follow what the Father said to do. All right? Try to get a little bit of that out. All right? So now, let me see. Let's go to Philippians chapter 1. I'm ending up now. About to finish up. Philippians chapter 1, verse 15 through 18. It says, some indeed preach Christ, even of envy and strife, and some also of goodwill. And one preaches Christ of contention, not sincerely, supposing to add affliction to my bonds, but the other of love, knowing that I am sent for the defense of the gospel. What then? Notwithstanding, every way, whether in pretense or in truth, Christ is preached. And I therein do rejoice, yea, and will rejoice. So Paul is saying that it's contention, arguing, and sometimes it's a good flow going on, but what? But Christ is still being taught. But guess what? A lot of you brothers ain't even teaching Christ, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. You ain't teaching Yahweh Shai. You teaching other things. Really look at what you teaching. Yahweh Shai is the law. Yahweh Shai is the embodiment of wisdom. Is that what you teaching? Or you worried about Cornelius? You worried about Ruth? What are you worried about? What are you teaching? You see that? You worried about making stuff that appeal to the woman. Because you trying to get the woman in there. Or you're making songs. What are you doing? See, Paul is talking to people that was in the spirit, but they needed help. They was off. But they was pushing heavy Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. So what we got to do? We got to push Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. All right? I'm going to Philippians chapter 4, verse 9. Those things which ye have both learned and received and heard and seen in me, do, and the God of peace shall be with you. So the things that you heard and learned from your leaders, from your elders, and we mainly talking about Masha and Ya'iqwab. Ariel was a product of Ya'iqwab and Masha. But some of his teachings started to go off over time. That's why we just go back to the pure essence of the right spirit from Ariel's father, which is Ya'iqwab, and from Masha, which was the king of Israel, king of Yasharahla. All right? So the things that they taught, the Bible is telling you that Paul is the example. What you learn and you receive and hear, you do it. Continue in the things that you was taught. Don't try to come in and reinvent the world and do something new. I'm going to break off, make another camp because I don't like what he said about this. I'm going to abandon my elder because he, is teaching something different over here. Now you work with your elder and be patient. The Most High tell you, if you got an elder like a father. If your father understanding fail him, the Most High orders you to be patient with him, man. All right? Last scripture, second to last scripture, I think. 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 2 and 3. All right, and it says, and the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses. So Paul was teaching, people heard what he was teaching. The same commit thou to faithful men, who shall be able to teach others also. What was Paul teaching? Obedience. Yahushua HaMashiach. So you brothers that learn from Masha and Yaquab, and you brothers that learn from Nathaniel and Karash about Yahushua and the Torah, the commandment, and you brothers that learn from me, you're supposed to take what you learn and teach men also the things that you were taught. Not say, I'm going to go off and find something or do something new. Do something a different kind of way. I got to research it. It was wrong and it was off in this. It says, thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua HaMashiach. You got to endure that hardness as a soldier, man. I mean, you got to take them orders. You got to take them orders. You got to get in line. You got to do the right thing. You got to stand up against that pressure to fold and to buckle and to go off and do your own. That ain't nothing but to do your own thing. That ain't nothing but the spirit of Satan, man, trying to come in and cause division, man. You got to recognize Satan for what he is, man. He's a deceitful, wicked liar. And he always want to devour all of us, man. All right, so now I'm going to go to that scripture about the father. If your father's understanding fail him. Father. Okay, now we know he's talking about your biological father, but just like Paul called Timothy his son, and Paul considered himself to be the spiritual father of Timothy. So your spiritual father that brought you up into this truth is who we're talking about. A lot of you men out there sat down personally and was taught by Masha. Was taught personally by Yaquab. And now you want to disrespect and disregard what they taught you. And now, a lot of you young men got that same spirit on you, where you want to just disregard your elder. He might go off and say stuff that's wrong sometimes, because his mind might not be all the way right at that age. Listen what the Most High orders you to do, though. Ecclesiasticus chapter 3, verse 12. My son, help thy father in his age, and grieve him not as long as he liveth. And if his understanding fail, have patience with him, and despise him not, when thou art in thy full strength. And this is exactly what you brothers did the opposite of. You got your full strength, all right? You became an elder. You became put over Israel. You became a captain. You became a deacon, all right? You became like the top guy. And then what do? You despise the teachings of the fathers that came before you. It's exactly what the Most High said not to do. All right? So the Most High said you got to have patience. And you got to do things decently and in order, man. All right? So the teachings you got, the same teachings continuing. Continuing the doctrine that you was taught. And this was going to bring the nation together. Right now, man, we got so many different brothers trying to come together in all these different doctrines, and y'all are ignorant, thinking that's unity. Thinking that's unity. Then y'all talk about the Catholics and the Muslims coming together. You talk about T.D. Jakes meeting up with the Pope. But you got brothers keeping the real biblical Sabbath, and then brothers keeping the bootleg Sabbath. And y'all get together talking about, oh, that's unity. No, that's confusion. That don't work in your house. Who make you think it's going to work in the house of the Lord? You don't do that in your own house. Have your wife and your daughters and your sons teaching different, believing different things, teaching different things. That's a house that's out of order, divided against itself, man. That ain't going to stand. So y'all, Satan think he's tricky. You think you're gonna build up this foundation on something that's weak? Yahushua is the foundation, and he walked a certain way. If you believe in him, you got to walk the same way he walked. Yahushua kept the 70-day Sabbath. Yahushua observed the dark moon, the real new moon, like everybody else on the planet was doing in his time period. You see? So we got to get it together. There's no unity in division. But the reason that we have division, hope this is my last scripture. Let's go to Corinthians. See why we got division. Paul addresses these issues. 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 3. Paul says, "For ye are yet carnal, and whereas there is among you envyings." Brothers want to be in another position of another brother. That's why you start your own camp. You want men to look up to you. You want to give the orders. You think you can do a better job than he doing. If not, you wouldn't have started your own camp. You got pride in your spirit, man. That's why you left and said, I'm going to do my own thing now. I can do it better than him. Because if you thought you could do it worse than him, you wouldn't have left him. So pride set in. I can do a better job. I can do just as good as them brothers on YouTube. So I'm not going to join them. I'm going to do my own thing. And that's off. There's no order and there's no decency in that. Why? I ain't get that. Can you type that? I didn't see that message, that question you asked. Can you type that again? It said what? It said, for ye are yet carnal, for whereas there is among you envying and strife and divisions. So Paul can tell you why there's divisions. Are ye not carnal and walk as men? Meaning what? You're not spiritual. You think you're spiritual, but you ain't. Because when you're spiritual, there's no division. There's no strife. There's no envy. And I'm spiritual. And I know that we're going to come together under the 12 articles of belief. Because that's a perfect doctrine according to what our elders taught us. All right, Masha, Yaikwab, is it not morning? Yes, it's afternoon over where I'm at, man. What time is it, everybody? 5. It's 5. All right, Ashan. It's 5 p.m. over here, y'all. It's 5 p.m. 5 p.m. This is still good? Okay. So you might stick around for a minute. So that's it. That's the perfect doctrine. That's going to bring the nation together, the 12 articles of belief. That's why the Most High had the Holy Spirit. Have all the men agreed to, what that say? Okay, so you teach morning, you teach the morning in the morning, I'm asking. Michael Yacht Israel. I ain't seen none of them things, man. Scroll down with it. What it say?
Shalom. Just saw. Will rewatch. Why is it taught that it is nighttime right now? Yeah, it's
Nighttime right now?
Why is it taught?
It's the nighttime.
Why is it taught that it's nighttime?
Well, it's high time to wake up out of sleep. I know that much, man. Romans tell you that. It's high time that we woke up out of sleep. All right. So the night we was in darkness. So now we got to wake up out of the sleep that we was in, man. Or I thought you meant like the nighttime. I'm in Turkey, by the way. All right. Shabbat, new day. No, it's not no Sabbath yet, man. Sabbath is so-called Friday night to Saturday night. That's the Sabbath. All right. So get a hold of the articles of belief, man, and everything explained in the articles of belief. All right. Okay, you teach the morning in the morning. What's it say? Is it touch that? Is it morning? What is the last one?
It says, is it morning when Friday night Shabbat starts?
Is it morning? Now the evening and morning were the first, that's Genesis chapter 1, verse 1 through 5, talk about that first day. Evening begins the day, and the morning is the next part of the day when the light comes up, and when the light goes down, you get into the third part of the third part of evening, and that takes you into the nighttime, which is the beginning of another day. Look in, I think, verse 8. All right. So evening and morning is the first day. So evening is darkness is when the day starts, and darkness is when the day ends. All right. Any questions on here? We're about to wrap it up too. Just scroll down that real quick. It's just like shalom.
Well, the most, I think I can always scroll for like,
Okay.
the first one is from Robert Watson. Some of these camps need to be left.
Need what?
Need to be left.
Well, who said that?
Robert Watson.
Well, Robert Watson, I wouldn't say they need to be left, man. They need to be set in order. The camp need to be set in order under the government of Israel, Mashra Yasha'Allah. Everybody want to do their own thing and want to call itself Israel, but they don't want to get in order with a government. With the Most High, he specifically tells us in, when you go into the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 12, verse 28, and God has set some in the church, first apostles, secondarily prophets, thirdly teachers, after that miracles, then gifts of healing, helps, governments. They want to overlook the government part. They want to just be an independent agent and do their own thing their own way without being subject to nobody. And that's out of order. That's evil, and that's an evil, wicked spirit, man. We can't run a nation with everybody on solo doing their own thing. A nation is in order, then decent. That's what the Most High said. All right? When you go into the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 10, chapter 10, verse 1. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. So a prudent man, government is ordered. So how you gonna have a government without order? How you gonna have camps saying they belong to a nation, but don't submit to the government of that nation? That's retarded. That's wicked. No disrespect to nobody that got developmental disabilities in their families. Just figure of speech. Don't take it the wrong way. All right. So anyway, you gotta have a government, man. But Israel don't want a government. They want to just do their own thing their own way. All right. We can't have that. We gotta have a government set up in righteousness under the laws, commandments, and statutes of Yahweh. That's it. So you don't need to leave the camp. The camp need to be brought up. The leadership need to be brought up on charges if they're wrong. And they need to be judged by the judges of Israel on what they're doing as right and what they're doing as wrong need to be brought out. And they need to change whatever they're doing as wrong or be penalized. That's how the government works. That's how the government works, man. You get penalized if you don't do the right thing. But Israel they want to do their own thing, want to go this way, that way. Nobody gonna stay here and say, come over here, come over here. Well, that's what Mashra Yasha'Allah is doing, and that's what the office of Torah is doing with the other 8 offices of the office of Torah, law enforcement, and diplomacy, bringing the nation together under the Torah and the Articles of Belief, which is based on the Torah, and that's the standard. It ain't changing. That's the standard. Period. .com. Anything else on there?
Hezekiah.
Hey, Shalom Hezekiah, what's going on? I know he got something good to say. Okay. But let's get see if we got questions so we can go ahead and wrap it up. You got a question? Yeah, there's something you want to know about what's going on, don't you? Okay, no questions. No question on there?
There is a question. There's not a question. Qunath, Hawada.
Hey, Shalom, Qunath.
What is it that you saying they're not liking?
I don't know. What time was that statement? How long ago was that? How many minutes in was it?
I don't know.
I don't know, man. You know, brothers got a problem with me speaking against dreadlocks. The Bible speaking against dreadlocks. Because it tell you don't follow the ways of the heathen. Don't follow the other gods. The brothers mad because you speaking against the crescent moon. Got a problem with you speaking against the Sabbath according to the new moon, which is off. Got a problem with you speaking against they can have sex with a woman that ain't their wife, that's just their girlfriend that they living with, but she's not really in the truth. Brothers got a problem with that. Brother got a problem with me saying you can't eat at a restaurant that serve unclean food. How long has it been like that? Cut off real bad? Is it right now? What else you got? Any other questions?
From Gayalala, Rasha'ala, abandoning elders. If an elder is right with the Most High, he should have nothing to worry about.
That ain't true because Moses was right, brother. Moses was right with the Most High, and niggas was rising up against him every night he went to sleep, man. So no, it don't work like that. Y'all be just saying stuff. Moses was the most meek man on the planet Earth, and niggas rose up against him. They rose up against Moses. Yahushua was right, and Judas betrayed him. And it was all wrong. And that's the point that I'm trying to show you. Everybody got a good reason of what I'm saying is not right. Show me in the Most High said they're going to rise up against you. You're going to get persecuted for his name's sake. But he said, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations, man. So no, people was right in the eyes of the Most High. And they still, see, that's carnal reasoning right there. That ain't what the Bible says. I'm telling brothers, if you right in the Most High, you don't have no reason to leave your elder. That's what you were saying? If you right with the Most High, you don't have no reason to leave your elder. If you right, I don't like that white back there. I like the buildings. I don't like to seem like a white glare. You know what I'm saying? If you right with the Most High, I ain't important. I'm the scenery. If you right with the Most High, you don't got nothing to worry about. So if your elder go off, you bring your elders up. All elders ain't right. But Israel got to have a system to where the leaders got to be held accountable for what they do that's wrong, abusing their people, extorting people for money. Like Israel's their own personal bank. You got to pay your tithes. You got to pay your offering. You got to put money in my pocket. Like, who the hell is you? I got to put money in your pocket. They got to be held accountable. And you need a central government, not a Lahab Central Command, but you need a central government that's going to deal with these issues and that's going to be respected by the people. All right? That addressed that issue. Go ahead.
He come again saying, yeah, it was dealt with by the Most High. Then why are you worrying?
I'm not worried about it. Why are you scoffing, brother? Don't the Most High tell you instructions about what to do? Like I said, man, I said it at the beginning of my broadcast. If you got a problem with anything I'm saying, don't ask me these carnal-ass questions, man. You come out the Bible and you show me what I'm saying is wrong. I'm not about to play no psychology game with you niggas, man. You want to play a psychology game. Well, why are you worried about it? That's like, well, what am I saying that's wrong? And what am I worried about? That's you saying, why am I worried about something? What am I worried about? I'm saying what the scriptures say. That's why I'm worried about it. Because the Most High said, speak my word. The scripture said, let your conversation be as though it were the gospel. So it ain't about being worried, man. It's about love. Loving you, loving my people, and sharing information from the Bible of what we all need to do, man. All right? What we need to do. All right? If you don't like what I'm saying, man, speed on, bro. Don't ask me these dumb questions. You don't like what I'm saying, go on. Don't sit here and scoff. If you don't like what I'm saying, move on. Don't ask me no more stupid stuff, man. Ain't got time for that, bro. I love you, but you asking some stupid kindergarten questions right now. That ain't a grown man question. That ain't from him, is it? I don't like, no, forget him. I don't hear nothing else unless he humble. Is it a humble statement? Huh? Okay, we're on the same page. Go ahead.
And we reason one with another.
Yeah, we can reason. Yeah. What are you talking about? We can reason. But we got to reason out the Torah. We got to read out the Torah, but you can't ask dumb questions like, why am I worried about it? Why should I be worried about people being taken advantage of? All right? Why should I be worried about justice being served? The Most High say we got to judge the people at all seasons. That's not being done in Israel right now. That's not being done. The judges in office are supposed to judge the people at all, the scripture says, at all seasons, man. And our people, they not doing that right now. Exodus chapter 18, verse 22. And let them judge the people at all seasons. What are the judges and the officers? The Shapat and the Dayan to judge the people right now. Where they at? I'm one of them. Where the rest of them at? Ain't no more, hardly. We got about five or six, right? Zaquan, we got like 5 or 6 Shapatim, right? Yeah. I can name them for you. We got Nathaniel Allah, you have Parazah, you have Cletus, Koshashimya in Nigeria, you have Awad Bahayar in India, okay? You have Banamuana in California, you have Karatazai Yah in Ohio, and you have Yahawashai in Ohio. You got 7. You have 1 in Cuba, but that brother got a wicked spirit on him, man, and talking against the Bible Sabbath, and got other brothers seduced into listening to it because it sounds interesting. So you got 7 judges in Israel right now. Now these are men that are known for being upright and walking in the Torah. That's how they fit the requirement. So we supposed to be judging these things amongst the people. And the other brothers just trying to be elders. I'm an elder, that's it. I'm an elder, that's it. But they ain't trying to become judges. They're not supposed to seek to become a judge, but they don't want to be a judge because they don't uphold the Torah. They uphold a compromise against the commandments of the Most High. And the Most High smite you down dead when you get up there trying to judge his law and you ain't living by it, you being a hypocrite. All right. Any more statements or questions that's relevant?
There was a statement from Deja.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you spoke on the elders being off. I see it a lot, and the rest follow suit and be off with them. It's good to see brothers speaking about it. It gives me hope. A lot of Gad from Levi. Oh, Gad. Okay, Gad. Hallelujah. And Levi. Oh, no problem, Levi. And all praise to the Most High, man, for you burning your little witchcraft stuff that you had out there, the doll and the calendar. All praise to the Most High if you're getting rid of that garbage and starting to get them demons out of your house, man. I'm sure you probably having better dreams now. You ain't being tormented in your spirit as you go throughout the day, man. Even though Satan gonna come and try you, man, leave all that witchcraft alone, man. All that santeria or brujeria or 21 divisiones or roots, all right, or hoodoo, leave it alone. Trust in the Most High. You're gonna be tempted to go back and use that stuff when stuff get on your nerves, or when you feel like, the Most High ain't working fast enough for you. Satan always gonna come on time when you need him because he wants you, and he don't care. The price is gonna be your soul though. So leave that alone. So yeah, all praise to the Most High by Shem HaMashiach Yahushua. Right, sister, and the water for the encouragement. All right, hallelujah. Anything else? She has another comment saying, asking, can you do a segment on seducing spirits in Yasha'Allah and address this witchcraft and sorcery?
Yeah, but Maharaka did a real good segment on that too, the goddess thing. But I can do something on the witchcraft in Israel too. I can do that also. Yeah, I can do a segment. I can hit that up, do a segment on witchcraft and that seducing spirit. And that's all that new moon and that lunar Sabbath, all that's witchcraft, man. All that's idolatry. All that's seducing spirits, man. Seducing spirits of devils. That's all it is, man. But they being tricked because people using the Bible, talking about that stuff, but then they slip out the Bible and go to other books. When they go to other books, that's when Satan got you. That's when Satan got you. Because now you're following after other books. All right? But yeah, people are giving heed to these seducing spirits right now. All right? And when those seducing spirits take over. So yeah, I can do a segment on that. Gladly. Anything else?
From Hezekiah, it's our nation, we have to worry about it. It's
Come.
It's our job, Yasha'Allah.
Hallelujah, come.
And then,
It's our nation, we got to help our nation out. For the time will come, they will not endure sound doctrine, but with heat. But after their own lust shall heap to themselves teachers having itching ears. All right, so they're not listen to that sound doctrine no more. All right. Go ahead. What else?
Guy Lava, Yasha'Allah, asking if Nathaniel from IUIC.
No. Nathaniel, no. That's Nathaniel God. This is Nathaniel, the original Nathaniel from the school back in the day, One West. This is the original Nathaniel. So how is the Sabbath is right, but it's considered the morning? The Sabbath starts in the evening, brother. Friday evening starts the Sabbath, and it's over, and it's not the morning. The Sabbath morning is when the sun rises after the Sabbath begins at night, which is the beginning of the real day. And when the sun comes up, that's just a sunrise. That's the morning time. It's just a continuation of the Sabbath, like any other day. And then when the sun goes down, the Sabbath is over on Saturday night. Right? What's the statement you said right there again?
From Dayton Union. Yes, I get tempted all the time.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, to what?
And it says the why.
Yeah, a yonder boy. Heed to what? To seducing spirits, man. All right. But we gotta look out for each other, man. We got accountability for the council of the Torah. That's one of the first things we did when we set up the council, the Torah council. I don't know, man. We had to set up accountability to hold everybody in order. Okay. 1 Timothy 4:1. Listen what it says. Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits in the last days. This is what's going on now. You brothers left what you was taught by your Iqwab and Mashah in the last days right now. We woke up. So how do we leave seducing and give heed to seducing spirits? If all Israel, we woke up. Across the whole planet, we know we Israel, Africa, India, America, South America, Brazil, Sri Lanka, Europe, Edinburgh, the Caribbean. We all woke up in the last days. So then we give heed to what? Them seducing spirits come in now and make you change the knowledge that was popping when you woke up. Now you go against it. And doctrines of devils. Giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. Speaking lies and hypocrisy. Having their conscience seared with the hot iron. All right? So this was going on, man. It's spiritual. But we knew this was going to happen, but I had no idea it was going to happen so close to home. All right, so that's all I got for right now. Anything else, man? I'm trying to get up off here and do some more studying real quick.
Are you familiar with the brothers under Kawakaba that are in San Antonio?
Come.
Awar, Mashaba, Anabad, and what was going on there?
I love them brothers. They got beautiful brothers. Whatever their internal politics are, I don't know. You know, I don't know what their internal politics are, but the brothers I do speak with, the brothers I have met down there, felt welcome. We had the summit down there. You know, I haven't been brought up to speed on any problems or issues. I love them brothers. They cool, good spirits. You know what I'm saying? Getting the word out, staying, you know, in their lane. They got a good lane that they staying in and doing what works for them. I respect that. Hallelujah.
And then Hezekiah says, even when these Negroes was in the world, the day started at night, 12 a.m. Now they're acting brand new with Yasha Allah. That's a madness.
Yeah. Yeah, because they thinking, oh, you got everything is wrong. They think everything was wrong that it was taught, but it's not. A lot of stuff was taught is right. It's got to be done the right way. Okay. Anything else? All right, y'all. So all praise to Yahweh, Bashem Mashiach Yahweh Shai. All right, we about to pull that down. Let's see what that's looking like on that percent tip. No, down from the top. Let's go. Come all the way down. 1%. All right. All right, y'all. So Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, bless you all, surround you with good and righteous spirits. Yabaraka come Yahweh, Bashem Mashiach Yahweh Shai, Shemai Yashadala, Yahweh Alhaina, Yahweh Chad, Wahabda At Yahweh Alhayaka, Bakala Lababka, Wabakal Pashka, Wabakal Adka. Shalom alaikum, hallelujah.